Hari Om. Good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. Let's get the benefit of praying together. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya sahana bhavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम तत्सत् चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः. O Lord, the Almighty, the Omniscient, the Omnipotent, together with our hearts filled with devotion, faith, surrender, and mumukshutva, we offer our humble salutation to you, O Lord, to seek your grace, your mercy, your love, your compassion, your strength, your kindness, your forgiveness. Please bestow us with the divine qualities of Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Mumukshutva, Prapatti, only and only to understand thy true self. Grant us the boon of having the aparoksha anubhuti in this very life, the first-hand experience of divinity within us and outside us. We beseech in you that at the end of our life, we reach thy heavenly abode. Om. By the grace of God and the blessings of the Guru Parampara, today we are on our Divine Discourse 353 on the 27th of October 2020. The Hindu calendar, Shobhana Kritnama Samvatsara, Dakshinayana, Sharadrutu, Ashvayuja Masa, Shukla Paksha, Bhargava Vasare Trayodashi, Uttara Bhadra Nakshatra, Harshana Yoge, Manijakarani. On this auspicious Friday and the auspicious time of the evening, we all take a firm resolve with conviction, meaning every word we say is coming from our heart. Na ham karta, hari karta, hari prem. O Lord, I am not the doer. I am not the knower. I am not the experiencer. It is you who is in me, who is in everybody, is doing everything. Knowing this very well, having understood this very well, and having realized this fact very well, I take every situation, every circumstance, every incident, every happening, every occasion in my life as a gift from you, which is only and only to evolve me from this ocean of births and death. Completely surrender, accept all that comes with a smile, with peace, without any questioning, and seek your humble salutation. Guru Param. Om. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you once again. So in the last session, we had some technical issues with respect to voice cracking, going blank in between. We have tried several ways to rectify it. I think it should be fairly good this time. Let's see, whatever needed to be done has been done. But if still it persists, then we attempt some other methods and get it rectified. So what we do is we take verse number 7, which we studied in the last discussion. So don't worry, anything which is not understood or not listened to will be conveyed in the appropriate manner and you will get it. Now we move to verse 7. Before that, we'll take a quick recap of starting from verse 1. We'll just try to finish all the 6 verses in about 3 minutes at best. And you get that grip. Okay, now here we are. So whenever we are moving forward, now and then we'll try to take a quick recap so that you are with me. So here, as you have already understood and seen, dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna continues. So Arjuna asks Sri Krishna, Lord Krishna says, You talk about renunciation of actions and at the same time you praise Karma Yoga. What is this, Krishna? Yes. Look, Arjun, Karma Sannyas, that is renunciation of actions, and Karma Yoga are, of course, both are beneficial. But amongst the two, he says Karma Yoga is better. Now, why do I say it is better? Because it is easier. So, in this way, he tells Arjun, you don't have to do any other special preparation for this. You don't have to do any kind of a special preparation. You have to just live your daily life with devotion. And see this. See now, where do we fall now? We all can't do renunciation of action. We are in the world of action and we need to do action to our best ability. Everywhere you need to perform. If you are a father, you are a mother, you are a mother-in-law, you are a daughter-in-law, you are a teacher, you are a student, whatever you are, wherever you are, you have to put in your best, which means we are in action. And now we have this question, if you say that renunciation of action, karma sannyasa is good, then am I not stuck here? So he says, no, just to do everything with devotion. And continues. He again says, Lord Krishna he calls karma yogi, such a person who does this with bhakti and devotion. He says he is none other than he can be termed as a karma yogi, and a karma yogi is no less than a sannyasi. Immediately here he was saying, yes, karma yoga is lesser, but now he equates it to a sannyasi who has done renunciation of is required in this. When you have offered everything to the Lord, when you are doing everything as a duty unto the Lord, so this person he is neither jealous of anyone, nor he desires for anything in life, and such a person he is considered a karma yogi. That's all. Don't have any hatred, don't have any jealousy, don't have any pride. This kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, these 6 enemies. He says, just don't make them come near you. Then you become, even though you are a karma yogi, you become a karma yogi, and such a karma yogi, he becomes a sannyasi. And what happens to such kind of people? They have no raga or dvesha. Raga is they are free from attachment, and they are also free from anger, and they are free from bondage of this. Arjun is trying to get this. Okay, I don't have to renounce everything and go. I have to do karma. And how to do karma? In this manner. I'm not doing it because I'm angry with somebody, I'm fighting with that somebody. No. I'm fighting not against the person, but against the principle. What is the meaning of principle here? This person is doing adharma. He's going against the laws of nature, against the law of the scriptures. So I stand against whoever he may be. He may be your parent, he may be your children, he may be your friend, he may be a boss, your employee, whoever it is. When somebody goes against dharma, I stand. So then he continues, some people believe that renunciation and karma yoga give different results. Now Krishna is making clear, don't ever be under that impression. Such people are none other than fools. Whoever tell you, no, what you get under renunciation and under sannyas, the results there are much greater than karma yoga. Understand, Arjuna, that both the different paths, although this appear different in a very drastic manner, but the destination, goal which both the paths reach, none other than God and God. He explains the real sannyasi is one who has conquered his feelings, who considers good and bad equally. He is trying to add one quality. Coming to the fifth shloka, he says, as we call Param Dham, salvation, moksha, final destination, is attained by Jnana Yogis as well as Karma Yogis. Another final statement is, hence a wise person should consider Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga one and the other. So by now Arjuna's doubts are all cleared, which he had. Now number 6, here he says, if you want to know the truth, do not consider yourself as a doer. Now, since he focused on Karma Yoga, he says, no, you are not the doer. Understand? Going to take into greater depths. That's the reason I chose. You need to get the link here. Our focus is now we are established that Karma Yoga is great, equal to Karma Sannyasa. Karma Sannyasa and Karma Yoga both are going to the same destination. They are two different, diverse paths. If anybody is talking that one is superior to the other, meaning they are talking rubbish. Don't pay heed to them. And then he spoke about all the qualities. So now he says, you while doing that ego, I am the doer, has to be given up. And how can it be given up? So there is a controlling. Sense control is the most important. Otherwise, your senses are attracted by objects. Mind is attracted by the senses. So he says, first control yourself. Completely renouncing every desire, which is not going to take you to the higher level. Anything which can take you to the higher level. Now we all have a desire that we should listen to Lord Krishna and gain more and more knowledge. So now that is a desire. Such desires are welcome, but not sensual desire. So he says, renounce those desires by handing it over to God. Say, you go. So now we come to 7. Now here, what is the gist of this 7? Lord Krishna answers, the one who has his mind under his control and who has conquered his senses. Now, continuation of verse 6, and who is completely pure from within. So now the third thing came in here. Such a karma yogi does not get. He's giving the fruit. Who has controlled his senses. Thereby the mind is under control. And who is completely pure. When these two are pure, so then naturally that person is pure from within. So he says, such a person, whatever kind of action, he does not trapped in. This is one of the biggest truth of this creation. And this is the whole game, or you can call it as the art of knowing truly how one should live truly. This is the art. Krishna is now going to explain this concept in such different ways in verse number 8 and 9, which we will try to see how much we can cover to bring. So, verse number 7. I'll first say this word. श्रीभगवानुवाच योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा विजितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतात्मभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते. Now, we have seen several people who say, my morning puja goes on for at least 1.5 2 hours. Now, nobody asks them also, but they say, I do this kind of a long puja. Now, if you think within your mind, is such a person a karma yogi? What a majestic karma is doing. 1.5 hour, 2 hours in the morning without fail. He doesn't even drink a cup of coffee or doesn't even. So now, if you say, is he a karma yogi? The answer is no. Really? Okay. Now, if I'm doing japa for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours every day, then can I be called as a true bhakta? There again, the answer is okay. Why? Because I just do for 2 or 3 hours a day. Okay. Now, if you do an entire day, let's say, and then you say entire day meaning 24 hours. From morning 6 to next day morning 6, I do 24 hours. Akhanda Nama Sankirtana, what we call. Like as people do, Are in Shivratri, whole night we do Jagaran, Kirtan, Namasmaran. Then after that, then again next Shivratri or Durga Ashtami, whatever it is, Navratri, whatever it is. So then here can I be called as a bhakta? Because those 9 days Navratri, I do severe penance, literally. Then too, you're not. Okay, Swami, if I do say during the days, an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, an hour in the evening, then do you consider me as a bhakta? No. You just go to a temple and if you say you're a bhakta, a murderer, a robber, a scandalite, these people also go. You mean to say they are also a cheat also goes. Because why do they go to a temple? They want to ask something. They are not. So you just by going to a temple, you don't become a bhakta. Then what is this? When will I become a? This is what we need. So the one who can see that God whom he sees in the temple, that God whom he sees in the puja room. If you see the same God, sarve sarvatra, everywhere, in every creature, sarvakala, all the time, sarvavasta, in every situation. If you start feeling that divinity, then you start becoming a bhakta. Because you may say, okay, now I'm going to practice this. You start becoming that so-called perfecter. So one should not restrict God or divinity to boundaries of a temple or a particular day. This is what now Lord Krishna. He says, if you are trying to ask for the highest, which doesn't exist in the universe, you're asking for salvation, moksha. If you want that, then your devotion of the peak level. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Urlabha. So true bhakta is one who sees nothing else other than God. This can be practiced. Initially, yes, even it's possible. I see a person, I know he's a cheat. I know he's a liar. I know he's an addict. How can I see God in him? So when you know the tattva, You see an ornament, a bangle, then you see a gold earring, you see a gold necklace. All three appear different and they all serve different purposes. A bangle is worn on the wrist, a earring is worn on the ear, a necklace is worn around the neck. They look different, they serve different purpose, and they have different shape, size, appearance. But when you start looking at the substance of the ornaments, gold and gold, in the same way as you consider yourself, yes, I am now a Mahatma on the way, or I am now a Bhakta on the way. I'm getting transformed now. If you think so, then what is that which is also there in that whom you see in front? Don't start judging that person. So look at the dignity with. So anything happens in his life, he considers it as Bhagavat Prasada. Somebody comes and he talks nonsense about Ishwaranu. These are all tests. Hey, I studied in my class. Now I wanted somebody to come and misbehave with me. And here is the person. Thank you. Oh Lord, thank you. You sent me somebody. Now I can really test whether that knowledge has seeped into me or not. If you're going to get angry in the same old way, then go back and so whenever, whomever we see, whatever we see, once you have that feeling of that Ishvara Bhava, if you look at the story of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada, Hiranyakashipu also knew that Hari is there everywhere. But you know that Hari is scared of me. So he hides in hideouts. That was his understanding. But Prahlada says, Hari is everywhere. Wherever he is there everywhere. Now both are believers, but they had their own understanding. But when these believers debated on Hari's presence, then Hari was all pervading. So we have to make ourselves clear, is our belief that God's presence or Hari's presence is like Hiranyakashipu, or it is like. So if our belief is as strong as what Prahlad had, then we have won. Purusha evedagam sarvam narayane vididagam sarvam adascha narayana urdvascha narayana dishascha narayana kalascha. Once you believe that everything and everything you see, you perceive is Paramatma and all that is around you, the walls, the trees, furniture, mountains, the rivers, the animals, the cars, the houses, people, everything is ruled by the five elements existence, consciousness. So that's why in our tradition, worship mud, water, air, plant, snake. So they were sarvamiti. We should not just restrict it to one photo or one idol or one statue. No. If one can go beyond all these conventions, then we become true. Many are under that false impression because when they tell that morning I do 1 hour puja, the other person, and if there are some people next to him, all of them look at each other and they say, ah, and since how long you're doing? 30, 35 years? My God, then they literally stare. So what happens, only this guy's ego is being boosted. He doesn't know what is the meaning of this. You are not. You may be a bhakta in the making, but you will soon reach nowhere because you're fueling your ego. Now, this is because giving you a kick. It is releasing the dopamine in you. So you start getting when you start getting that dopamine release, you feel good, and you do it for the sake of feeling good, but not with that true. This is that fine understanding. If you have to take science and understand that dopamine release, why do people post everything on the Facebook or on Insta and they look how many likes I got, how many likes I got? The moment they start getting likes, the dopamine release increases, and it reverse also. Many people, in fact, get into trauma. So, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sadurlava. One needs to be Yoga Yuktaha. Whatever we may be doing, puja, dhyana, upasana, japa, seva, tirtha yatra, jnana, yagna, yoga, parayana, whatever, all these are only a medium to take you to the final culminating point. Meaning, what should they do? They should cleanse your heart. They should cleanse your mind and not fill it with it. So, next time, whenever you are telling somebody about your sadhana, be careful. If it is going to benefit somebody, then talk of it. Otherwise, please don't. You will only be corrupted more because that ego takes over and it starts feeling great about it. So, then you will not be a yoga yukta. You will be a yoga brashta. So, a person is a true yoga yukta who knows and feels God in every. And he knows that he is not the karta. He is nor he is the bhokta. And he is in a state of naham karta. There is no sense of aham bhava. I am the. This is all knowledge based now. Somebody just doing puja or japa without knowledge, they are in that sense of aham bhava and they are growing on that. But a jnani person who has got this knowledge, he knows that refinement is happening within me. All the dirt in my mind and in my heart is getting washed and is completely engrossed in that state of mind. He understands where are these thoughts coming from, where this entire so-called life is moving forward. Am I doing anything for this air to come into me, to give me that energy, and to again release the unwanted air from my side? Am I doing anything? So these kind of questions, when you start saying that aham bhava smashed with a deep sense of realization, he starts giving up that me and mine. Whenever he gets that me and mine, he says aviveki. Aviveki means he is stupid. We should keep calling ourselves stupid again and again. Whenever we see that this mind is taking you to these wrong things, hey, I did that. I did that. Somebody was hungry, and immediately I saw that person who was hungry. Went, I bought some food over there. I bought bread, I bought cakes, I gave it. And that person said, "Wow, what a great soul you are." And he or she blessed me, and you feel elate. But by just spending that 300 rupees you have, you feel as though you gave life to somebody. Imagine that how much God has to expect from you. If with this 50 100 rupees you feel so elated. So whenever this mind takes you on that path, I did this, I did that, call yourself aviveki. But when that knowledge comes that he is the doer, I may be the selected one where he is doing this good act through me. Then you start transforming from aviveki to a viveki. Viveki is jnani. So such a yoga yuktatma, a karma yogi, is a true. The yoga yuktatma is a true karma yogi. Shuddha. So here Atma means Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, which is the entire Sukshma Sharira, what we have understood. So now such a person's mind is pure. He has attained that Sarvatma Bhava. He is always in that state. He is now, this is all Jnana oriented. He is in that state of it, accepting everything that comes. So in life, whatever comes, you observe yourself. How much was I shaken earlier? How much I am shaken now? If you see that the intensity thing, then you are moving from that aviveki to the viveki. Stupid to the wise. So from within, this person is becoming there is improving on his shuddhata, means cleanliness, pureness within. Paripurnata, he is moving towards that completeness. And paripakvata, meaning he is ripe. All this we need to examine. Then Vijitatma. So after having explained to us Vishuddhatma about purity, Vijitatma, here again Atma means body. So come control on the body. Hitabuk, Mitabuk. Hitabuk, Mitabuk means he maintains the body with utmost, like a temple, giving the right amount of food, rest, and exercise. Why that is needed? To keep it strong and healthy. So if the mind, that antakarana, has to get better, the body has to be fit and fine first. You can't have a strong mind in a weak body. So that's the reason they say one has to start the journey on this Jnana Marga or on the path of salvation the more young you are, because your body is fit to take all that is necessary to make you understand this unique and supreme science. So if you want to fly a kite high, very high, you want to cross everybody. Now what is more important? Is it only if you have a strong kite is that good enough? You also need a strong twine which will carry this mind. So to carry a mind, and Jitendriyaha. So if a, let's say Jitendriyaha, if a car is compared to a body, like the steering, the brakes, the clutch, the accelerator, the wipers, everything is compared to the senses. Now, what are the senses in the body? We have ears, nose, chin, tongue, hands, legs. Keeping one's senses together for optimum performance, every sense organ control. So if one gets pavitrata, meaning purity at the level of the mind, Vishuddhatma, purity at the level of the body, Vijitatma, Jitendriya, purity at the level of the senses. So mind, body, and senses. Once you have achieved, then come three levels. Sarva Bhutatma, Kurvannapi na lipyate. So in such a person, the purest of the pure, Atma Chaitanya, will be shining. One who will see this all up. Being in such a state, Kurvanna, no karmas. Or he is not functioning in the state of kartrutva, but he is in the state of a sakshi bhava. Like if there are, say, half a dozen people around you, so everybody is performing around. Okay. Now, you as one person are seeing half a dozen people doing several things. But when it comes to you doing something, meaning your body, mind doing something, you say, I am doing. So, what the Lord says is, just like you are seeing others doing, and as you are a witness to their action, in the same way, distance yourself from this body, mind, matter. At your and your mind as different. This now apply the principle of Panchakosha Viveka. Don't we see our body? It has crossed through so many stages in life. At one point of time, you were a small child. Maybe at the age of 2 or 3 or 4, somewhere we remember we were a child. And now and then we see the photographs and we are very clear that yes, it is me. And then you were in your boyhood or girlhood. Then you were a teenager. Then you were a youth. Then you were a man or a woman in your, and slowly you became a middle-aged. Then you became an old man. Have you not seen all this? So when you have seen these changes, who is that who is seeing these? Very evident that there is one unchanging factor which is seeing all these changes in the body. So that unchanging factor becomes nirvikari. That is you, your true self. Vikari, body. Look at your prana. Don't you see your breath? If you climb 1 or 2 stairs, you will see that you're breathing heavy. You suddenly get angry at somebody, you start breathing heavy. You are in a calm, serene place, you will see that your breath is calm and quiet. Your pranas are acting over there now. Don't you see changes in prana? Don't you see that you are thirsty? Don't you see that you are hungry? Don't you see you are saturated? This is all because of the prana. So there again, if you closely observe, that is the drishya which you are clearly seeing, and you are the. So vikari, nirvikari, drishya, drashta. At your body, your mind, how much does it change? Every moment you are getting different things in your mind, but you are that one Atma behind, or that consciousness behind, which is seeing your mind which was sad, your mind which was confused. It has seen the mind which was happy. It has seen the mind which was angry. It has seen the mind which is losing confidence. It has seen the mind which could not remember. Now that mind is able to remember all these changes which were happening. Now there is one. Lord Krishna is saying, you are that. We have to reach. So once you come to that stage where you understand that I am in that Sakshi power. Why I explained all this to make us once again take a recap of what is a Sakshi Bhava. Use the Panchakosha. 3 broad things. Nirvikari, Vikari. Okay. Second, Drashta, Drishya. Now you are seeing your laptop, let's say your laptop or your TV or your mobile in front of you. Okay. Now that TV, mobile or laptop what you are seeing, is it not different from you? Do you need to be genius to understand? Yes, it is different. I see there is a chair in front of me. I am different. The chair is different. I see there is a book in front of me. I am different. The book is different. In the same way, are you not able to see all this? The Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and the Anandamaya Kosha. Are we not able to see all these five? Start your day with this meditation using these three principles. Now, what is the third one? Chit and Jhana. Take a recap again. Chit and Jhana means I am conscious. Body is Jada. My consciousness reflecting in the body, it is active, fine. But at one point, have you not seen dead bodies? Have you not seen even prana is also Jada? It can stop at any point. Have you not seen that the mind also stops when the chit is not there? The mind stops, the intellect stops, which means all these panchakoshas, what you are seeing in front of you, is all Jada. They are only having the borrowed consciousness, but that pure consciousness is witnessing all the five koshas. Is so one needs to do the panchakosha viveka with these three aspects. Nirvikari, vikari. Where there are no changes, the body, mind, and all the panchakoshas there are. Second, drashta, you are the seer, and whatever else you see is the seen. So the seer and the seen are different. And the third one is consciousness is chit, and everything else. Apply these to the panchakosha, and you will immediately see yourself rising towards samadhi. The more this knowledge is stronger in you, it will not take more than a minute for you. Just complete on all the five koshas, panchakoshas, this three parameter analysis, and you will rise towards just like that by knowledge. You don't have to do anything else but that knowledge of this vikari nirvikari, drashta drishya, chit and jada has. So one has to get into the state of Hanumanji's mind was wandering. He sat for meditation, wandering. He again tries to do some pranayam and bring his mind under control. Again it starts wandering. He asks Lord Sri Ram, bless me, what is this? I am not able to control my mind. So he says, just I have one prayer to you. Yatra yatra mano yati, tatra tatra tava pada pankaj. Oh, Sri Ram, I know I can't control my mind. Yatra yatra mano yati, wherever the mind goes, let it go. Just ensure that wherever my mind went, your feet appear over there. Your holy feet appear over there. Prayer, desire, Hanumanji, the greatness. Yatra yatra mano yati. When you can't control the mind, fair enough. You use another strategy. This way, dear Lord. Now he's explaining the concept now. How you can be in that state of Sarvatma Bhava, how you can be in that state of Sakshi Bhava. So we move. Let's read the Shlok. And is the voice clear today or is it also cracking? Just I would like to have back on that. Shri Bhagawanuvacha Naiva Kinchit Karomiti Yukto Manyeta Tattvavit Pashyan Shrinvan Sprishan Jigran Ashnan Gachan Swapan Swashan. Now here, now what is explained over here? He gives a beautiful concept of making your entire life, meaning every aspect of your life. Thank you. Every aspect of your life, a yagna. Because the moment you are in this state, what happens is reaction becomes different. How? You are not the doer. That is the concept what we have studied over here. So when you are not the doer, then what happens is you tend to become one with the creator. So how does this happen? Let's get it. So verse number 8. Now I'll give you all two versions over here, two different approaches on the same subject so that we are able to get more clarity. So today I think based on the current time situation, we'll study one concept, and in the next class we'll take up a much more detailed version. Here I'm combining verse 8 and 9, although I have read only verse 8. Both are joint shlokas actually. So such a person who is in the state of Sakshi Bhava, Sarmatma Bhava, Lord Krishna says, is no less than a yogi or a muni. He is called a Yoga Yukta, a Nitya Sannyasi, Neyasa Nitya Sannyasi, Yona Dveshtina Kankshasi. So, where it is told in verse 3, such a Jnani who has crossed over this state of I, me, mine, all this everything is he is in that state of Ananta conscious. Everything only Paramatma. Such a person, karma does not matter anymore. He is beyond the grip of karma. Why? Naiva kinchit karomiti yukta. This is the first line of this. For this person, what happens? Whosoever body, mind, senses are filled with this akhandatma, there is no karta. There is no bhoktatva. So the body, mind, senses, they keep doing their work in what way? Ishwararpana bhava. Everything for God. If now I'm listening, it is God who is listening. If I'm talking, it is God who is talking. How? Because he is in that state of tattvavit. Tattvavit means he knows the essence of the creation, how it has been. And that knowledge, Yukta, he has realized the truth, and he has embedded himself in the truth, and he has established. And to what extent? While seeing, while hearing, while touching, smelling, eating, drinking, walking, sleeping, breathing, answering nature calls, holding, opening and closing of eyes also, even your eyelids opening and closing. All that the 10 indriyas are doing. All these are activities of the 10 sense organs which are happening on a continuous basis. So he knows that all are done by him and him, the Lord alone. If you get a chance, there's a wonderful book known as The Body and written by Bill Bryson. Each and every function in the body is explained to such a detailed level. Now, this is science. There is no Shastra or no Upanishad. You will be amazed to see that am I this body? And I don't know anything about it. It's an eye opener. The confidence in what scriptures are saying, you are able to give up the notion that it is my body. This is something which is created by somebody, and it has been sent by somebody, and it has been functioning by somebody. So now you think, like say you are listening, you are writing some notes. Do you realize your heart is beating? Your lungs are also functioning. And are you doing that? Are you taking care of your blood flow in the body? Telling it no, go fast, go slow. And then somewhere cleanliness is not happening. You're saying no. Ensure that more and more force is put in this particular area, and I want this area to be clean. Let the breath go slow now. Let it go fast. Then who is? Ask yourself. Every activity, it is only out of ignorance you are thinking. Compared to the amount of activity which is happening in your body. I'll give you a list of all, not all, a few important functions in the body. Zapped to understand that I'm. So when your life functioning activity is happening on its own, you won't stop it for your command. You were not born at your will and wish, and you will not die at your. Ask your pure existence. Your birth and your death both are not under. It is truly visible to us. So many people whom we know, they are no more. And we had no clue, no idea that they would go. So how do you say that you are doing the rest? Only by sheer ignorance you say, I achieved this, I did that, I went there, I got the whole thing, got them convinced, and I put everything in its right perspective, and I'm now these are the results which are coming. All this has happened because of me. So when the life-giving source itself is not in your control, subsequent life action. It is the function of the body, mind, senses designed to function in a particular manner as per the prarabdha of the jiva. The one who is witnessing the functioning is the true you and not the body. This is where we have no kartrut over here. This very, it should be crystal clear to us. And when you get involved with your mind and senses and run after the objects and persons and bring in the sense of kartrutva and say me, when this thought me comes, instead of saying that me, first call yourself a stupid idiot. Now you know you are not anybody in this whole process. Say it is that consciousness, or you call it God, or you call it Paramatma. We are talking reasoning, no? We're not just listening to some lecture and saying this. Do you know science has proved that in 1 second, 1 lakh reactions take place in your body? 1 lakh. In how much time? Not one day, not 1 hour, not even 1 minute, 1 second. So when such is the state, yes, you are a logical person, practical person. Take the help of science and understand how many reactions, how many cells are there, and how that whole system is working in your body. So just say, Paramatma, there is some consciousness, some energy, some power within me. If you say it is not so, then it is our ignorance. It's our hallucination, imagination. So this ignorance, when it gets into you and it implants, that is one which tells you, hey, you only did that. You only spoke. No, there you spoke so very well. If everybody was zapped and they listened to you and they changed their manifest and everything happened the way you commanded over there. It may be. Outside people may say, but within you say, where did that thought come to me? Where did that intelligence lighten up my mind, and how that intelligence made me think or construe of a right concept, and how I was able to communicate with my, all that was force, supreme power with it. So when you get stuck in this me, I, there starts our. So the moment you remove that and replace it with the Sarvatma Bhava, Khandatma Bhava, and be established, then you go beyond ignorance and you will be in that state. Pure knowledge. Shivoham. Shivoham means auspicious. Such a jiva established in this knows that the involuntary functions are happening in the same way all the voluntary functions are also happening. First, I didn't know the involuntary functions. Now I understand there are so many involuntary. Compared to the involuntary, the voluntary are not even 0.0000000000001. So then why am I trying to raise my collar here? So Ishvara power starts predominantly taking shape in his mind. The body, mind, senses are doing their job. Paramatma. Now such a person, how does such a person live his life? Like for example, now we are talking of a person who has understood that so many involuntary functions are happening in the body, and with some hardly few numbers of what I say that I saw, I heard, I ate, I gave, I received, how many you can say? 10, 15, compared to millions of functions which are happening without your knowledge in the body. Here a beautiful simile is given. Say you are driving a car and you see your fuel meter you need to take some fuel. It has come almost close to empty. Now you go and take from a fuel station, you take your petrol and you paid your bills, and you now again you hit the highway. Now while driving the car, will you imagine that yes, at the fuel station, they inserted the nozzle and then petrol went into the tank, and now that from the tank the petrol enters the cylinders, and from the cylinders it gets compressed by the pistons, and then there is a spark plug which ignites that compressed petrol, and the firing and explosion happens in the cylinder, and with that explosive gases the piston goes to the cylinder, and that the mechanical energy through the crankshaft is transferred to the wheels, and the wheels start. Think of all that. No? What you have an understanding is, you know that yes, fuel is required, you put in fuel, and that takes care of the process in automation. So the same way the sadhak, he knows the job of the petrol was to give energy to the car, how it is giving, and he does not get into the process of the entire giving. Like, as we can't keep thinking of the 1 lakh changes which happen every minute, to think of those 1 lakh you may take few weeks or few months also. So this sadhak, he only focuses on that chaitanya. He says behind every motion of this car there is petrol. So behind every action of this body, mind and senses, there is chaitanya. He does not get into the details of, he totally becomes an akarta. The amount of voluntary functions in the body is minimal compared to the involuntary. Having understood this, naiva kinchit karomiti yuktah manyet tattvavita. So what is the meaning of tattva, and how this yukta manyet, this yuktaha who has understood this tattva, how he further establishes himself in this concept of consciousness within him as the chief driver, and he being nobody in this entire, how he functions in the world. Learn more class. In fact, I think most of the questions we were not able to answer, because all the what we're going to learn today, most of those questions are being answered in half an hour, 45 minutes. Take it up. Okay. So primarily now the key takeaway should be that know that you are not doing anything. Nothing is under your. I'll explain this in much more detail. Sorry, in the next class itself. Taking one of the famous shlokas of Madhvacharya, who was a contemporary along with Sri Shankaracharya, Manujacharya, of different schools. So we'll take one of these shloka from there and how he has explained. So our intention is to understand the concept and see that it is embedded in our mind, where we are convinced, we're able to carry it, and we're able to use it every moment of our life. So that is our perspective. So to take this perspective forward, whatever best we can collect, use it for our advantage. So hopefully we'll try to have during early next week schedule. fact, today's one of the Vishnu Sahasranam, Udbhavaha, 373, and 372 is Amitasanaha. One is from verse 40 and the other one is verse 41. Talks of that supremacy of God. Where are we in our understanding? Is the truth. Once you get to know this, it really mind. Okay. Now, verse number 40. Viksharo rohito margo heturdamodaras saha mahidaro mahabago vegavan mitashanaha. 372 Amitashanaha. The direct meaning implies of endless appetite, but this should not be taken literally, but it only means that the entire world of plurality projected by the mind merges back when the mind is transcended at the time of experience the pure self. Just as we can say that the waker swallows the dreamer, the higher consciousness, with an infinite, as it were, swallows the finite small, hence figuratively. He is considered as the great consumer of the whole world of plurality during Pralaya. Next one, 41. उद्भवक्षोभणो देव श्रीगर्भपरमेश्वरः करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः. Udbhava, meaning the originator. The Lord is the material cause from which the entire universe arises, and therefore he is the origin for the cosmos. Or it can mean to indicate, now this is extremely important, one who is again and again born as the endless jivas under the urge of their individual asanas. Now you got to know that is one pure consciousness appearing as me. As we say, how should I look at the other person as my own self? There are no two, there is only one. One who is again and again born as the endless jivas under the urge of their individual vasanas. This is the play of. After the Mahabharat war, the entire Kaurava army was destroyed, excepting only 3 people were alive. The entire 14 Akshohini Sena. Lord Krishna is looking at the hawk and he tells Arjuna, see, it is me. There I am wounded, there I am dead, there I am lifting those people, there I am nursing those people, and there I am crying for those people, there I am burying or burning those people. Everybody is again and again. Urge of individual was Udbhavaha. Now we understand our true nature. Let's check. Seek good health. Now we have the cup in our hand. We should bring it to our lips and sip it. This is the only difference right now. Before that function. So we need Dhanvantari. ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा। Our humble salutations to Lord Dhanvan, the right frame of health to whole mission purpose. Let's do the Sakshi Bhava meditation. Firstly, relax your entire head, neck, and spine in a keeping your head fine in a take a few deep breaths, as deep as you can. Observe your breath going in, prana viksha. Slowly observe the rise in The moment you become a witness, the moment you become non judgmental, there is a further reduction. The moment you establish yourself, launch, see the thoughts almost using the principle that you are just like your mobile is different from you. Mobile is an instrument used by you. In the same way, the mind is the same as your body. Are the drashta. Nirvikari, having your own source of light and energy, mind, nada, works. I am an soul. become aware. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Maya Sadgurave Namaha. Together we offer today's Gita Jnana Yagna to seek His grace, mercy and blessing. Na ham karta hari karta.